Bam! And we are back once again with the next installment of the JA Movie News. And this episode is dedicated to your just your user questions, and we got a few. So let's just dive in and waste no time here. So that being said, our first question is from Mr. Zach Anderson, who asked, do you think Quentin Tarantino should make a horror film? Because that would be interesting. Also, what is your opinion on Stanley Kubrick? Because I think he has created some artistic gems for cinema, like A Clockwork Orange, Space Odyssey, The Shining, and Full Metal Jacket. All right, so do you think that Quentin Tarantino should make a horror film? I mean, personally, no. I mean, I know that he's, I think he's officially gone on record talking about what's left for him with the movies, you know, what's unexplored route that he should take. I don't know that a horror film would really be up his alley. I mean, I'd be interested to see it because I'm just a fan of some bitch, so I'd be ready to see anything he'd be likely to make. But personally, I would rather see him do like see him take a crack at like a sci-fi film or like a apocalyptic sort of film, kind of like Cormac McCarthy's The Road type of thing, or kind of like you know, like a John Dillinger style gangster film. I mean, I feel like horror. I don't know about that, but I don't know if it would be that good. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. I think that I definitely would love to see him in science fiction. If he was in like horror, it had to be the certain kind of film for it. Like I could see him doing like a remake for Cabin Fever if they hadn't already done the remake for it. I would love to see him do a remake for like the Cabin Fever or something like that. Or I don't know, the movie The Descent that I really love is one of my favorite, you know, horror films. I think that he's got an appetite for definitely the gory side, but he knows ways of making moments funny and entertaining, intriguing, and bringing the best out of actors in a certain single moment to add, you know, tension. I think that that'd be actually a really interesting thing to see if he could pull that off. But I think that it had to be the right kind of like horror. It can't just be a jump scare. It can't be like a paranormal movie where it's got like some random crap. It's got to be a real dissection of the genre horror. And but I would more so love to see him in like sci-fi or something just kind of out of the earth kind of sense. So I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. It'd have to be something specific. It can't just be anything.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, he has officially stated that if he had all the time in the world, that he would love to make a really scary horror film. So I don't know. I'd be kind of skeptical, but I mean, look, I would watch anything that the man makes. So you know, take that with a grain of salt. But okay, and then the second part of your question was about Stanley Kubrick. What is your opinion on Stanley Kubrick? My answer might be a little bit intense, but for me personally, I still think that Stanley Kubrick is the greatest filmmaker that's ever done it, period. His filmography, Clockwork Orange, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, 2001 Space Odyssey, Eyes Wide Open or Shut? One of the fucking two. Let me bring up his Eyes Wide Shut, sorry. Yeah. Dr. Strangelove is in there as well. Spartacus. He's just fucking exceptional. Mostly from the movies that he's made, the way that it's influenced pop culture and other directors is huge. And just the level of perfection he was able to achieve on the technical side, it's just ridiculous with his films. I mean, I know Christopher Nolan was was saying that 2001 Space Odyssey was a huge influence on Interstellar, and he's just one of the best that's just ever done it, especially since he tackles so many different genres in such a short amount of time. to me is also so impressive, that he so perfectly nailed a horror film, a war film, a sci-fi film. It's spectacular. I wish that we could have gotten a chance to see his version of Napoleon, which is unfortunate because I know he researched the shit out of that. But those are some of my thoughts. But what about you? Your thoughts on Stanley Kubrick?
What was the specific question about Stanley?
What is your opinion on Stanley Kubrick?
Oh, dude, I mean, the guy's a legend, man. Like, I mean, how do I say this? He had an amazing effect on the genre of filmmaking in this era, just because of some of the most amazing things he's made. Like, I mean, like you said, Spartacus, 2001, A Space Odyssey is unparalleled. A Clockwork Orange. I mean, we would never have gotten the Heath Ledger performance if he had not even seen what they did with the Clockwork Orange. I mean, like you said, Eyes Wide Shut, Full Metal Jacket is, amazing. I think somebody even said in the chat, The Shining, it redefined like how horror movies can even be done, So, I mean, he's just a legend, man. It's sad that we won't see any more of his work, but what he's already left us is definitely laid an impact on us personally as directors and filmmakers, and then definitely on the definition of film in general. Like, I mean, he's a legend in his own right.
Yeah, and A Clockwork Orange, it's so difficult for me to pinpoint a favorite film of his, but A Clockwork Orange is pretty close. It's still one of the funniest, boldest, and most terrifying movies I've ever seen. And like I always say, with The Shining, the first teaser trailer to The Shining, in my opinion, is the greatest motherfucking teaser trailer ever created. Like, it just ever. There's no cast. There's no different splices of scenes. It's literally just like a one sequence, right? With some title cards or some, and it's so perfect. Like, he was so able to perfectly market and tell you what the movie was about without giving you nothing, son. Like, could you imagine? What's, for those of you who don't know, the first teaser trailer is just, we're in this weird, eerie looking room. We see these lists of credits go up, which give you insight into the movie. Then the credits disappear, elevator doors open, and just blood spills into the room. Like, even by today's standards, if that was redone and everyone somehow forgot that, like, The Shining ever existed, it'd be the creepiest fucking thing you ever see. So, huge shout out to Stanley Kubrick, one of the best to ever do it. But let's get to the next question here, which is, we got a few. Let's see. Okay, so first one from Billy. What are your thoughts on Transformers 5, 6, and 7 and the Bumblebee spinoff? I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, let's just stop right there for a second. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Why? Just stop. Oh, well, and I'll say it to you like this. Apparently, Michael Bay is doing the sequels, as far as I know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe he's just doing the next one, and then Billy is gonna direct the fucking later installments. And the Bumblebee spinoff. The Bumblebee spinoff sounds like a horrible idea. It's just fucking trash. I don't know who's supposed to be directing 6 and 7, but if it's Michael Bay related, I don't care. But what about you?
The same. No pun intended. It's gonna be some garbage, man.
Garbage.
I mean, it's sad to say, man, because I love the Transformers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up on the Transformers. Like, I remember Beast Wars. If any of y'all fans out there, like, I remember the inception of the Autobots and the Decepticons. And it was like, as a kid, I grew up thinking, man, this is going to be so otherworldly. Like, we're going to get to see not just, Transformers on our Earth, but a future Earth. Like, why not take the franchise and, like, jump 10 years or 20 years later and show us a future version of what's going on, and take these same Autobots, how the world is scoped and shaped now. Because everything that Michael Bay is doing at this point it's just like, I'm not gonna say it's raping the franchise, but it's definitely pimping it out a little bit, and it's bad, man. It's like I take Paranormal Activity, like the first one I liked, the second one, and now they just pimping the mess out of that thing, and it's like, it's just making the franchises so bad that, like, even if I thought about, like, personally directing the remake, I would have so much work to redo to just even think about doing that to make this credible for a general audience. Like, I don't know if they could even reboot Transformers at this point, just because of how they've done it. And that's the sad thing for me as a fan of the Transformers. So I don't know where they're going with this franchise. I just know it's not good.
Yeah, they're going to the shitter, to the literal shitter. That's what's happening. As long as it's Michael Bay related, as long as he's directing, pure garbage. Not even interested. Your second question was, what do you think about all the movies being made into TV series like Rush Hour, Taken, Limitless, Lethal Weapon, etc.? Fucking garbage. Why? But it's the dumbest. First off, I never understood this whole concept of like, I know that there, or at least there was like a Minority Report TV show, and then there was the Limitless one, and then there was one based off of from Dusk Till Dawn. It's whack. It's whack to me. This is whack. It'd be like making a TV series based off of Ryan Reynolds Buried or Old Boy the TV series. It's whack to me. It's stupid. Stop. Just stop. I don't know. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it's definitely stupid, but I'm not gonna call it stupid people. There's a lot of people that love that. Case in point, Minority Report, Limitless. People thought, they're not going anywhere. They're about to go into their second season now. And it's not that they can't become good shows, but it's like the only reason why these things are being made because people want to resurface something that people remember to make money off of. And TV shows are that, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why superhero shows are so prevalent now, because the market is there, you know? So I understand from a market standpoint why they're doing it. I'd be more inclined to look at a Rush Hour, one. That actually looks okay, but everything else, it's like there's no reason to do that. There's no reason at all. It's like taking the movie Friday and then making that to a TV series. Think about that for a second, people. Like Ice Cube and freaking Chris Tucker would have to be on that thing for me to even think about looking at it. I don't care if it's their grandchildren up there. They would have to be up there. Now, I'll tell you one that I'm looking forward to, and it's not a movie to TV show. They're talking about redoing the Fresh Prince and actually having like Will's son be on it and stuff like that, having the whole group back. I would watch that. Heck yeah, but I mean, all these different kind of movies, it's all about the money. That's the reason why they're doing it.
Yeah, it's about the money. And as far as the third question, my God, have you seen the trailer for Kindergarten Cop 2?
No, I'm not.
No, I have not. It's funny you brought this up because one of my best friends, he posted something about that on my Facebook, and I almost fucking no. Just no. I have not. Well, for one, I have not seen the trailer. Two, I'm never gonna watch it. I'm never gonna watch the fucking movies. If this is a real project, which apparently it is, which they're making a sequel to the 1990 film, I think, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, it's gonna suck balls. All right, period. I think that's all I've got to say on that. What are your thoughts on that?
I'll tell you this: they are smart because whatever stupid reason, Dolph Lundgren decided he wanted to be the cop.
Yeah,
that's interesting. And then you got, like, I looked on IMDb. It's popular. People are actually excited to watch it. I don't understand. I have no interest in watching it. But it's gonna make some money. But it's like, how do I put this? What was the name of that movie? Jingle, was it Jingle All the Way? Yeah, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's trying to get his son a Turbo Man doll. I remember watching that freaking movie in the movie theaters, and I ended up enjoying it because it was a family film, and that's what people are still thirsty for. That's the reason why movies like the Chipmunks movies, you know, they're still making money because there's a market for it, and so they know anything kid involved now, especially with everything going to the rated R or on the heavy side. They're gonna pimp out anything they can, especially bringing something like that. Oh yeah, remember the Kindergarten Cop? Yeah, let's just redo another one of those. Yeah, we'll stick Duff London in there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, let's make something that flops, that bombs.
But the bad thing is though, people are gonna watch this. Like that's the thing. Like no matter what, people are gonna take their kids to watch it, and us as critics and filmmakers, we understand the irrelevance of this, but people are still going to gravitate to watch it just because of the name. And that's the sad thing, unfortunately, but that's entertainment business for you.
Yeah. but thank you, Billy, for your question. You've been with me for a while, so appreciate the questions. And Joseph asked 2 questions. Number 1, what is your favorite movie ending of all time? Oh, fuck. And what's your favorite moment of violence in the movie? Oh, fuck again. Favorite movie ending of all time. I can tell you I won't be able to answer these 2 definitively, but beware of spoilers. Favorite movie ending of all time. I think I'm gonna go the ending of I'll try to avoid spoilers, but the ending of The Usual Suspects left a huge mark on me. Ending of 2001: Space Odyssey was big. I don't know. I don't know about a favorite, man. I mean, oh boy, the ending of I was thinking about old Seven. The ending of Seven from David Fincher left a huge imprint on me. That ending is so devastatingly out of fuck nowhere and surprising because Kevin Spacey's character is like he's just going on this tangent about I got this big thing coming, blah blah blah. And people will remember me, and you're just thinking like, it can't be that big. Whoa. I don't have a definitive favorite. Apologize, but the ending of Seven is it's really, really, really up there for me. Just wow. But what about you?
For favorite ending, it's kind of hard. Normally, I'm able to kind of just pinpoint. Seven is definitely up there. Like that ending shocked the mess out of me.
Right.
That was notes. I mean, even like Fight Club, the ending of Fight Club tripped me out too. Because it was excellent. It was excellently executed from the way that they did the cinematography. I really loved the Inception ending. I thought that was freaking epic. I don't know if I have a necessary favorite ending. Because I can pick from a lot of different movies that I really loved. I thought that The Dark Knight was a really good ending. I think one of the ones that I felt like was one of the happiest endings that was just a mess was John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, one of their good movies, Face Off. Like the ending was just so.
Oh shit. I think he's frozen in time again. Sam, fuck. This happens sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Internet decides to go all spry. I'm just trying to think of favorite motherfucking endings. Damn. The ending of Interstellar, bruh. What? The moment, bruh. Me and my cousin almost shit ourselves. Sam, you there? He's frozen. Inception was big. Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, you disappeared for a moment.
Oh, crap.
The last thing we heard was something about Face Off.
Ah, dang, man. Yeah, I mean, well, for me, the movie Face Off, I love that ending. Not because it was so anticlimactic, but because of everything that the characters had went through, that it had like an enjoyable ending for me. Like it was like this movie is done. They don't need to make a sequel. It was just a gratifying ending that made me feel something. Like it was a moment of joy in the midst of all this turmoil. But I mean, it's hard for me to say. I mean, because like I looked at the movie The Matrix, and I really loved the ending of the first one, but it just didn't have any payoff because of the sequels. So it's hard for me to
Bruh.
pinpoint like different ones, man.
Damn, the ending of The Matrix is well. The Matrix is my favorite movie of all time. I think it was Rage Against the Machine was the song playing at the end. I think. Either way, fucking love that movie. But the second part of your question, though, what's your favorite moment of violence in a movie? Fuck. I thought I just had something. I was thinking about when Adolf Hitler got shot the fuck in Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, I love that. I thought there was one other one that I had. I'll let you go. See if I can't remember what it was.
I think one that came to mind was Oh Boy, like the freaking one take shot of the hammer sequence. That was definitely one of the most epic things I think I had seen in a long time. I mean, even that ending. Oh my gosh, the ending of that movie. But shoot, recently for me, it would be Kingsman. That church sequence was so well thought out and choreographed that I was like, yo, they went in hard. But I'm gonna tell you my favorite. This is my favorite gory one. The Raid 2. The ending fight sequence to Raid 2 was probably my most favorite fight sequence and one of the most bloody fights that I think I've ever witnessed at all. And if you've not seen the Raid Redemption or the Raid 2, highly recommend you check out these movies. They are freaking bad, man. Like you'll enjoy it.
I think again this is not definitive because I never even took time out of my day to think about these two questions, but I will say two sources. One from Pulp Fiction, the situation with the Gimp between Bruce Willis and Ving Rhames in the basement when I'm trying to be careful not to give too many details away, but when Bruce Willis is about to run away, and then he comes back, and he decides to go back, and then he's like deciding on which weapon he was gonna get. And he chooses the sword. I was like, "Whoa, bro, go back in there, bro. Get his ass, get him." That's a huge sequence for me. Just iconic. It's just so random. What the fuck? And then the sequence in the Matrix when Neo gets shot to shit. And when I was a little kid, I was so devastated because I thought he was just dead. So like what you see when he comes back, and then all of a sudden in the Matrix, he's just almost like this Jesus figure all of a sudden. I used to rewind that part again and again as a kid because the music and just oh man, so good. But yeah, some more questions though. But that was a really good one though. All right, so let's try and get to these other ones here. There's not too many left at all. So let's see here. How do you feel on horror movie remakes? Do you feel they are necessary, or do you think movie companies should just leave the original alone? Personally, I actually really like the idea of remakes. I mean, in some aspects, some movies, even though like to you they're like, oh, they're like this classic untouchable thing. It's like when you kind of objectively look at it, it's like, you know what? If we just remove my nostalgia for this project, the movie's kind of it's not gonna do as well in today's generation. It would be kind of cool to have like a remake that can sort of shed light on like why I loved it, and maybe they can have a newer appreciation for the concept in general. So I like the idea of a remake, but most of them are fucking terrible. Most horror movie remakes are terrible. Do I think they're necessary? No. But they're going to keep coming anyways because they make money. Yeah, that's some of my quick thoughts. What about you?
As far as remakes, is he asking exclusively to horror remakes or just remakes in general?
I mean, he just mentioned. It seems like a combination of both. I mean, he's initially just asking about horror movie remakes, but
I mean, well, it's definitely been a bad track record. When they tried to redo Nightmare on Elm Street, I was excited for it because they got freaking Rorschach to be, Jackie Earle to be Freddy, and I was like, okay, let's go. And it just fell flat because it didn't have the right director or execution or studio to do it justice. They tried to remake Friday the 13th. That fell flat, even though I was in the theater watching it. If they ever try to remake Saw, I would riot. If they, the only one that I've seen that's been really successful was The Evil Dead. I think The Evil Dead one was a really good remake because they did not hold back at all, and they didn't try to just remake the original, even though they served it justice in a lot of different ways. It was pretty epic. So I mean, for me, I'm on the fence with it. I don't think that certain horror movies should be remade. I think they need to come out with authentic stories, like such as It Follows. It takes like different elements and pieces from different horror genres, but it's a totally authentic story. And I think that for filmmakers and writers in general, like you can have so many different crazy thoughts, and ideas come up that you can make a really good horror film authentic. I mean, The Conjuring was something that took a basic premise and it made something amazing in the execution. I think that that's what they should continue to do. They shouldn't just remake horror films. If they did try to remake certain ones, it had to be particular ones. Like I kind of alluded to Cabin Fever and The Descent. I think that I would love to see remakes of those. But other than that, nah, I don't think they should try to do that.
okay. All right. And let's jump on to the next question. That is not movie related. Now, let's see here. Okay, so thoughts on reviewing David Lynch films. Well, I can't exactly answer the second question, even though Kendrick should have won easy. But as far as David Lynch movies go, I would definitely love to tackle some of his films in the future. I've never seen Twin Peaks, so don't kill me. But let me see here. I'm just going through his discography real quick. Inland Empire is one of the scariest fucking movies I've ever seen. It's not recommended. I mean, it's a great film, but it's a literal nightmare. Literally. Great film. Mulholland Drive, I love. I think that was the first film I've seen from him. Lost Highway. Isn't Marilyn Manson in Lost Highway? I think he is. But Lost Highway, fuck. Boy. Let's see. And then Blue Velvet is a really big one. Eraserhead, I still have not finished. I can't with that movie. I'll try to finish it again, but it's just a fucking nightmare. I'm serious. Something's wrong with David. Fuck, man. What is that movie? But anyway, what are your thoughts on David Lynch and reviewing his movies?
Yeah, it's really interesting because I don't think I've ever finished any of these movies that I've actually. I mean, Twin Peaks, I started, didn't finish it. Eraserhead, I tried, nope. Inland Empire, nope, I didn't. It's like I haven't successfully looked at his movies. I think Blue Velvet is the only one that I've come real close to just completely finishing, and even that was a standout performances. It was just like they're just unearthly weird movies. Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet is one of my personal favorite ones. It's just so. Well, see, for people who are unfamiliar, David Lynch, he sort of like has found a way to turn dreams into movies. It's the best way to go into his movies, because they're like, if someone was able to like record their dreams and upload it into a movie, that's basically what it would probably look like. Yeah. And David Lynch's mind. Things are dark and twisted and sometimes deeply sexual and just fucking really, really odd and eerie. It's very difficult to explain, but
that's why I personally just not finished any of them. I mean, I looked at a clip of Rabbits. Did you look at Rabbits? Did you ever look at that one?
Well, I mean, inside of Inland Empire, there's some moments with some rabbit people. It's weird, but yeah, it's hard to explain.
Like, I started looking at that one. It was like, what the hell is this? It totally tripped me out. So now I don't think I'm gonna be reviewing any of his anytime soon unless y'all ask personally. Are you seeing?
Yeah. But hopefully in the future. But let's get to the final question before we dip into the 40-minute mark. Let's see here. So final question is, after finally seeing the Punisher in the Daredevil trailer, do you guys feel confident about him getting a solo series and possibly interacting with the Defenders? Now, ordinarily, we keep things movie related. However, in one of the very first podcasts, we actually spoke about Daredevil for some reason. So, fuck it. I'll give some thoughts here. After seeing the Punisher, solo Punisher show. Do I feel confident about him getting a solo series? No. I mean, I think it would be really cool. I don't feel very confident. I mean, it feels sort of like excess. I mean, from their original plans, I mean, they were just trying to, get Daredevil down, get Jessica Jones down. Was it Luke Cage is the other guy? And then Iron Fist. Try to get them down so that they can form the Defenders. I feel like the Punisher would be kind of like an impulsive, like, ooh, people really like him. Let's do a solo show. I don't know that was originally in the cards, so I would kind of say no for now. That sort of begs the question of would it ever happen? I feel kind of skeptical about it, but I mean, you never know. I mean, people are going batshit crazy for John Bernthal's Punisher. I mean, I guess why not? But I just, I don't know because it wasn't in the original plans. You know what I'm saying? The whole branching out the Defenders individually and then sewing them together was the original plans. And that's going to take up quite a chunk of time, too. I mean, we might not get Defenders till, 2017, 2018 or something. So, yeah. No, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, the thing for me is I don't think it's absolute, but I think it's gonna happen. I'll lay up my reasons for that. I just thought about the fact that Daredevil came out last year, but when I thought about that, I was like, wait, Jessica Jones came out last year, and it didn't seem like that. When you think about Daredevil coming out, you don't think that, wow, Jessica Jones and Daredevil came out the same year. And so they were able to pull it off and give us this much epicness that it didn't burn us out, that we felt like it was a whole 2-year time gap. And now we got, season 2 of Daredevil coming up now. They're coming out with these really frequently. Luke Cage is going to be coming out by the end of this year as well. So it's like we're going to have Defenders by 2017. Once we get Defenders, I think that they're going to try to delegate which shows is going to be which they're going to continue to keep. And so by that time, it might be that it's a Luke Cage and Iron Fist show. It might be that Daredevil just has to have them coming in with different elements of other heroes. So from that standpoint, I think that once they have the Defenders show definitively, they're going to start having other hero shows. I think that Moon Knight is going to have his show. I think that Blade is going to have a show. And I think that Punisher is going to have a show. But I think it's going to take a good 5 to at least 5 years, I would say, that they would start rolling those out. And that's going to be probably their version of phase 2 for the TV universe. Because I think that they're trying to establish this to get to the Defenders like they tried to establish the Marvel Cinematic Universe to get to Avengers. So once they get the Defenders set in stone, I think that they're going to start trying to come out with other things. I think that Daredevil and Punisher are given, personally. So I don't think that right now it's going to happen, but I think that it's definitely going to come.
And yeah, like I said, if there's like a fever pitch for the show, I mean, it's definitely a strong possibility. But other than that, that is the last of our user questions. So definitely thanks you guys for tuning in and giving us some feedback. There was a lot of it this time for sure. So the next questionnaire, I suppose, which I think will be questionnaire number 4 already, will be up sometime soon. But yeah, thanks you guys for your questions. As always, they're interesting for sure. They always bring up things I've never even like considered. So, but yeah, any final thoughts before we close out?
Yeah, thanks y'all for like testing us beyond our limits. It's been really fun, kind of like talking about stuff that I would never even think about, even though we talk about so much in content already. But yeah, and definitely come out tomorrow. We're gonna possibly have like I don't know if we're gonna have an Oscar discussion or not. Maybe we're waiting on that, but we're definitely gonna be back for the Walking Dead discussion. So come on, tune on to that tomorrow night. Maybe probably 30 minutes after the show. It's gonna be epic, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, with that, we're about to bust out of here. So let us know your thoughts on our answers and these questions down below. But peace out for now. Peace.